Hello everyone, welcome back to another Project Gladiator weather forecast. Today I'm going to be covering the enhanced risk for April 19th of 2023. For this enhanced risk, there's going to be the possibility for isolated supercells, isolated tornadoes, isolated hail, and damaging winds, strong damaging winds, the potential for large to very large hail, and destructive isolated tornadoes, especially in the areas down through the slight risk areas through Kansas, and especially in the enhanced risk area for Nebraska, Iowa, and the tip of Missouri. But then also down here, this is very important because this slight risk down here, Oklahoma City, is somewhere right in there. A heavily populated area with a slight risk right on top of it. As I make this video, there is a very strong supercell with a definite tornado on the ground as I'm making this video. So I feel like even though it's going to be a late video, I feel it's going to be, this is really important to cover. Um, the Again, the potential for isolated tornadoes, damaging winds, and large to very large hail with the supercells that spawn along the dry line here. And I'll show you the dry line with the humidity in a second when we get to the pivotal weather models. In fact, if we look at the pivotal weather models for the central United States, you can see that a lot of the storms that spawn along this down through Kansas and Oklahoma are going to be your isolated supercells that spawn a lot of the damaging winds and tornadoes and large to very large hail for these supercells that appear along the dry line. And if we take a look at the dry line, actually, if we look at the dry line, you can see, okay, I might be on the wrong humidity one because that seems very low quality. Give me a moment. Yeah, here. Here you can see a very strong dry line being pushed up against in the Oklahoma down through Kansas, along where you saw the slight risk, especially down here through Texas and Oklahoma, up through Kansas and Nebraska. That's where a lot of your tornadoes, damaging winds, and large to very large hail is going to be along this dry line. If we look at the instability in the atmosphere, the Cape, if we take a look at that, you can see that. Give me a second. I always have trouble trying to find it. If we look at the instability in the atmosphere for this, you can see that the instability down through Oklahoma and Kansas is very high. It's very unstable, reaching 3,000 Cape, 3,400 Cape, and maybe even into the maybe into the 350s, 3,050s. That's very unstable. This is what's going to be fueling a lot of the severe weather that is happening down there right now. And even though I am covering this late and this video is going to be late, it's very important because I have a feeling that a lot of these supercells and tornadoes are going to persist into the late hours of the night, which is going to be very important because you do not want to be caught in a night tornado or any tornado for that fact. But if we look at the lower jet stream, or the lower level jet, there is lots of there is a lot of fuel for the storms along the Kansas and Oklahoma area. Again, this is what's going to be fueling a strong low-level jet, fueling a lot of supercells that's going to be over there. So that's all I really have to cover. Check the description for the Project Gladiator socials, and if you live in the Oklahoma area, a lot of the supercells that are going to be down there are going to move through heavily populated areas because Oklahoma City is right there. I have a feeling I've already said that, but check the socials for Project Gladiator in the description. And if you live in these areas, stay safe because this is not good. And hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow with another forecast.